And we're along with Jack Rushin, the Democratic nominee for U.S. Congress, the 8th Congressional District here in Southeast Missouri. And Jack, it's good to have you along with us.
Thank you. I enjoy being here today.
Sure. And you're running for U.S. Congress, the 8th Congressional District here in the Southeast Missouri area. And let's just talk a little bit about yourself, your background as you come into the nominee here.
Well, I've been in practice for 31 years. I'm a chiropractor and practice in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. In my course of my career in Missouri, I've done a lot of work with my trade association, the Missouri State Chiropractic Association. So I've been an officer or a board member in that capacity for 18 years. And then I've currently serving on the Board of Examiners in the state of Missouri, which is appointed by the governor. And I've been on that position for 9, and I'm currently the president of the Board of Examiners.
Okay. So got a long career in healthcare.
Yes.
All right. And you've won the Democratic nomination for U.S. Congress to run for the November 6th election, and basically what are your campaign themes going forward?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to get involved in the campaign and get involved in politics and concerns for the citizens of the 8th Congressional District. And one of them was, I've seen where we've had a lot of expenditure for things that are questionable, that have contributed to our debt and deficit. And we wanted to have debates with Joanne Emerson so we could discuss some of these things and actually have her defend some positions that she took during her career in Congress. Her and Paul Ryan were front row and center during the Bush years, and they voted for every spending bill that he wanted to have. And then they also voted for the wars and voted to have them, but they didn't vote for any taxation to help pay for them. So in other words, they put the 2 wars and also a Medicare drug plan on the charge card, which was not paying it back, paying it forward. And that's been a contributing factor to where we're at in the deficit and debt right now. And so I believe in pay as you go when it's possible. And those are things we should strive for as far as getting our fiscal accountability into note. And then there's other issues too, such as immigration. There's a soundbite out there that just ship everybody back where they came from. But that's not necessarily economically practical, and it's not practical for certain communities. You have some people that have lived in communities for 5 to 10 years, have developed roots in the community, may have children that are naturally born citizens of the United States. And so just to try to pull them out and send them away will have economic distress to some communities, put some people out of employment in places where businesses have been created. So we need to have a pathway to citizenship. And for those people that believe that they should have something penalty-wise for breaking the law, we need to have a bipartisan effort come together and decide what is a good fine that they would pay as part of their pathway to citizenship. So if you had a 5-point plan for pathway to citizenship, that would definitely be one of them, and that would answer penalty for breaking the law and also increase revenue to a degree for the country.
Sure. And I know the economy is probably the main point when it comes to this election across offices. So basically, what's your approach when it comes to the economy?
Well, I'm very aware the 8th Congressional District's biggest industry is agriculture, and agriculture needs to be protected, it needs to be pushed, it needs to be encouraged for more growth. But at the same time, for this district to come out of the bottom of the heap where we are one of the poorest districts in the United States, one of the things we're going to have to do is get back to manufacturing. When I was first in practice, there were a lot of little communities all through the 8th District, such as Oran, Puxico, Advance, that had hosiery mills or shoe factories or hat factories. And those don't exist anymore. And the ironic thing is, people all through the United States, the middle class, all through the heartland, still require shoes and garments to wear and hats to wear. And we need to try to strive to have manufacturing to some degree to return back to the United States, especially in somewhere like the 8th Congressional District, which will boost our economic outlook.
Sure. And other things that you're wanting to concentrate on in this campaign, what are those?
Well, we've talked about the economy, and definitely want to have more jobs, and we want to do all we can in that respect to improve our climate in the 8th Congressional District for employment. There are so many rural areas in the south of our district that really hurt for jobs in the economy. In many of our districts, we have actually more revenue coming in through pension and Medicare and government assistance than the GDP being put out by the district or by the counties through agriculture or other industry. So we really need to try to improve that, and that's one of the goals we have to do that.
Okay. All right, so November 6th election, we're about, what, 40 days away?
Yes, sir.
I think it's 40 days, so it's going to be here before you know it. And coming into October, that's when it really gets.
Yes, we've got a heavy
competitive.
schedule. Yes, we're going to do some engagements. We're speaking at we've been invited to two Tea Party events in Raleigh area, which we're going to attend. We have some town hall meetings we're having. Again, we feel that the electorate deserves and needs to have access to the current information of the issues today. And it would have been really well preserved and illustrated if we would have been able to have debates with Joanne Emerson. But unfortunately, Team Emerson felt that their scheduling wouldn't allow it. But we think it's important. We think that it should have been scheduled, and we think that we should have been able to have them.
Okay, so anything else you'd like to share with our viewers out there regarding your campaign?
Well, we would like to have your vote November 6th. We think that we need to move America forward. We need to have, they voted, the House voted 33 times to overturn the Affordable Health Care Act. And the important thing to realize about that is that not one time did they vote on a true jobs bill. And also the transportation bill hasn't been moved at all, which would provide millions of jobs for infrastructure for our roads and our bridges. So we need to move forward and not have so much obstruction, and that's one of the goals we have with regards to our campaign.
Okay, so how can anyone get in touch with your campaign? Website?
That website is rushintocongress.com, and their email address is rushintocongress@AT&T.net. So if you'll go to our website, you'll see what we're about. You'll get to see some of the places we've been, some of the topics we've talked about, and we look forward to hearing from you. And if you have questions, we want hard questions asked us, because we know that if we answer those, you're going to have confidence in our ability to assist and work well for the 8th Congressional District.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you stopping by and talking with our viewers out there to inform them about your candidacy, and we'll be looking forward to November 6th.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. Yes,
Sure.
sir.